Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today, or this afternoon, tonight, we're seeing a bit of downturn for Bitcoin and some alts, but relatively speaking, things are looking pretty good. Now, what caused this? Is this natural or is it caused by Facebook? Yes, Facebook. What did they have to do with this? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened this afternoon and also why it could relate to Bitcoin and why it could relate to the downturn that we're seeing. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell. Also, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All right. So, lively crowd already. Let's do this. Let me change my screen. Boom. Okay. So, Bitcoin is at 57,000. So, first and foremost, this is not time to be panicking. Like I've been saying for quite a long time. Bitcoin hasn't seen this level since, you know what? March 31st. And even if you go back before that, let's just say all the way over here, March 29th. So what transpired today is really nothing. Okay, so at this point, I don't think anyone's panicking. But in case some of you guys watching is panicking and wondering, oh, you know, is the end near? No, it's not. Okay, let's not forget we were just at 50,000 not too long ago. And we just climbed up to where we are not too long ago. So definitely not time to be panicking. But with that said, what caused this? Why did Bitcoin all of a sudden seems to be, you know, ready to break 60,000? Why did it just come all of a sudden down, right? Why? Well, I saw this. If you actually look at this, when did this actually start? If you look at this, actually started roughly like 5-6 hours ago. When this started. And guess what? What report came out 5 to 6 hours ago? Well, Facebook. So Facebook had a big data breach back in 2019. About 533 million user accounts. You know, their account info was leaked out. And whoever stole all the information just leaked it out for free. Just posted on the web, and this just came out about 5-6 hours ago. So is it a coincidence that Bitcoin just started falling when this came out? You put one and one together, I don't think it's a coincidence. I think they did relate, but you might be thinking, well, what does Facebook and their data leak have anything to do with Bitcoin, right? It has nothing to do with it. Well, if you put one and one together, you realize maybe this does have a lot to do with it. Why? Why is that? Well, think about the leaked data from Facebook. What was leaked? Phone numbers, very important. Full name, location, birthday, email addresses, and other things. Relationship status, I don't think that matters, but bio, past locations. I mean, this is all the stuff that people ask for, or I should say exchanges ask for when they're doing KYC, right? Specifically, things like, you know, where you live, your name, your birthday, and your email address, and all this stuff, right? And what's important is phone number. And why is that important? Because, you know what? A lot of people, especially new people coming in, they don't know any better in terms of securing their accounts. They don't know how to use a 2FA app like Authy or Google Authenticator. They just choose to use either their email or they choose to use their phone number, like an SMS, right? So we know that using email and SMS are horrible ideas, okay? I've been through it. Maybe some of you guys haven't, but it's a horrible, horrible idea because you may be thinking, well, how's it horrible? Yeah, like why? If you have a SMS as two-factor authentication, how could they possibly get that? You know what? They can. SIM swapping. And this has happened to me a few years ago. It's one of the most nerve-wracking things ever. So I did have one account that could not be secured with 2FA. So I had to use something like my phone number. And guess what? One day I'll pick up my phone and it shows not in service. I'm like, why? It was just random. Like, it was just sitting at my desk. I pick it up. It says no service. I'm like, how could this be? How could this be? I go on my computer, I check my Google email, and I get a ton of notifications. Someone accessed your account. Is this you? Someone have changed your password. And then, and then that's when things really started freaking me out. So what is SIM swapping? Well, that's when basically these hackers, they call your local carrier and they pretend to be you. You know, because they have all your information, right? Like what I said, like all this vital information about you that leaked from Facebook, they can call in and they just try an agent and pretending to be you, right? Saying, oh, I bought a new phone. I want to just transfer my phone number to this new phone. And these agents get tricked into moving your number to their phone. And once that happens, then they could do a lot of things like password recovery, right? If you forget, let's say you go to Exchange and you say, okay, forget password, right? What do they normally do? Well, they either text you, text you a link or like some authentication goal, or, they'll email you. One of the two, right? So there's a lot of things that can happen once they have your number. And once they have your number, they could keep doing forget password. They could try to crack into your email. And once they do that, then you're kind of really screwed if you don't have like an Authy or Google Authenticator that is turned on, right? So this does happen. Look at this. Hackers stole 100 million cryptocurrency from celebrities. Here's another case where one investor lost $24 million worth of Bitcoin. I think he decided to sue AT&T. Here's another one, 30 million Bitcoin Cash SIM hack. So it happens all the time. So this is an important lesson for those of you guys that are new to the space. You have to turn on 2FA if you're going to utilize some kind of central exchange for your trading. Otherwise, put it into your hardware wallet and get it off the exchanges. But if you are you have to use 2FA, right? So that's why I'm putting it all together, right? I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's very likely that after this got leaked out, first of all, a lot of the hackers that now has access to this information, they could be trying to crack your email as we speak, okay? They could be trying to crack it, first of all, and if they do, that would be very, very bad, because that's one way to get your password, especially if they try to use the forget password link. Another way is to try to call your carrier and try to crack your SIM. This is another reason why if you do have Bitcoin and you're involved with crypto, you don't want to let people know about it, because hackers pay attention. The bigger you are, or the more that you have or claim that you have and you spread out there, you're just making yourself a target, right? So number one, they're going to try to crack emails. Number two, they're going to try to crack phone numbers, right? And I think, with 533 million, accounts out there, account info out there, I think they probably were successful. I'm willing to bet you these hackers were very successful at cracking a lot of people's accounts and basically decided to sell off their Bitcoin and crypto. I think that's what happened. Now, does that explain it fully? No, I don't think it explains it fully, but I do think this has a lot to do with it. And why do I say this? Well, because first of all, this is real. This has happened to me before, but also, just looking at other stuff, like, are there any exchange dumps right now? I look at all BTC inflows, right, into exchanges, all ETH inflows into exchanges. You know what? There's really nothing that explains what just happened, like, from a few hours ago, right? So they're relatively calm. I can't track F2 pool anymore because CryptoQuant just removed whoever was involved in the dumping before. But looking at exchanges, there's not a whole lot going on right now. So it just seems like all of a sudden Bitcoin is cruising at 59,000 and we come down a few thousand right when this information was posted. I just don't think it's a coincidence. I think it has a lot to do with it. But anyways, what do you do with this information? First of all, a lot of you guys are using Gmail, okay? And I bet a lot of you guys didn't know that with Gmail, you can turn on two-factor authentication. That is something that you could turn on. So if you guys are using Gmail, I highly recommend that you turn that on ASAP. ASAP, like as soon as you get off the stream, you should do so. Another thing with your SIM, with your carriers is you could actually call in and put a PIN code so that this adds a layer of protection if someone tries to call in and tries to change your phone number or port it away. At least the carrier will ask them, what is this PIN code? And if they don't know that, then it's another layer of security, right? So I highly recommend you guys to do both of those things right away. But obviously the safest thing to do is to actually not have any of your crypto on exchanges and just having a hardware wallet, right? That's the safest thing to do. But obviously I know a lot of you guys do trade quite a bit. You move things around. So if you do that, just make sure you secure yourself. But I think this has a lot to do with what we're seeing, right? Which is why, yeah, I think Facebook inadvertently is responsible for this Bitcoin downturn. However, with that said, it's not something you should be panicking about. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, you know what? This is a level, we just surpassed not too long ago. We were below it not too long ago. So we're still looking quite okay. So what I see this as is a good opportunity to buy. Bitcoin really isn't down. I mean, if you look at 24 hours, see, this is how you could tell. 24-hour performance, we're only down $95. So it kind of shows you that this isn't really down. However, whenever there is a sudden, dip or downturn, whatever you call it, there'll be altcoins. There'll be Bitcoin that is down slightly. So if you've been waiting for a buying opportunity, well, here you go. But I mean, quite honestly, things didn't really go down that much, right? Just yesterday, I covered about Ethereum going above 2,100. It's barely below 2,100, so it didn't really fall. Binance coin is barely under 330, right? So, I mean, in terms of buying opportunity, it's not much. But for those of you guys that have been waiting to dollar cost average in, you know what? Maybe a little bit at this time. But outside of that, there's just really not a whole lot going on right now. BTC dominance is still holding very, very low. Very low. This is how you could tell we are in altcoin season. Not full-blown altcoin season, but we are in altcoin season because BTC dominance is still under 57%. We were just above 60% not too long ago. We're below 57%. That's quite amazing. And ETH dominance is back above 12%. It was below 11% not too long ago. So now it's above 12%. Kind of shows you that the altcoins are really standing tough. And it really shows you that retail investors are not just not falling for it. Retail investors really don't care. They really don't care if there's like a 3% dip or a 4% dip. Everyone just sees it as a good buying opportunity. Everyone's developing those diamond hands. And that's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right. So that's pretty much it. I think it has a lot to do with Facebook, but I'll turn it to you guys. For some Q&A. There is no B Pro FUD. I don't know what everyone is talking about. There's no B Pro FUD. There's some anonymous people that post ridiculous things on Reddit, and somehow people are saying that, by just acknowledging it, you're acknowledging that FUD, right? So there is no FUD. B Pro is a good project. I covered them. Ru is a fantastic young leader, and they're figuring things out. So as far as I'm concerned, they're still a good project. But if you respond to every single FUD article, you're actually adding to the attention that the FUDder wants. So why even talk about it? It doesn't make sense. Gene or Sean Walker says, I had an unauthorized phone port, but I caught it before anything was taken. Now I have, I don't know what you big key is, but yeah, luckily when it happened to me, that one account had very, very, very little amount, but they were able to take it. So, I was doing some investigation. I actually filed a police report. I tracked down where it went, and it got bounced around a few, right? But yeah, it's a terrifying thing when you have your phone number ported, especially when you're involved with crypto and your phone is so important. So yeah, it's very, 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 very tough to live through that. GLA asks, do you think the news about Visa that FTM will see much need to grow due to their seamless USDT USDC exchanges? I don't get what you're asking. If Phantom is going to benefit from that Visa announcement, I don't think so. That Visa announcement with settlement on Ethereum was a partnership with Crypto.com. It has nothing to do with Phantom, and Crypto.com has has their own chain coming out. So I think that's the evolution where Visa, if they continue to settle transactions, will probably move to Crypto.com's chain. But I don't know if it has anything to do with FTM. I can't find ELY, so I don't know what coin that is. What's your opinion on Neo 3.0? Well, I like to say that it's good. I mean, they're adding a lot of stuff, upgrades, make it faster, more decentralized, native tokens, getting into DeFi, getting into NFTs. There's a lot of things coming, but they have to execute. They have to come out with it. They keep coming out with endless test nets, and I don't know when the actual thing is actually going to come. So we'll see. We'll see. Phil asks, thoughts about Stellar, thinking about dumping Stellar for Engine or a different project. I mean, things come and go, right? Stellar has been quite stagnant for quite some time, but then, sometimes it just moves for no reason. But on a news front, development front, I don't know what's going on with Stellar. I just don't see anything going on with it. So I don't know if they're secretly working on something or just really nothing. So I do know that a lot of other projects have a lot of really fantastic things coming up. People are very excited about them. So yeah, so that's it. Max asked about Pi Cycle Top. No, that's BS. That's BS. Look at just I know a lot of people swear by TA, okay? But TA works until it doesn't. TA can't account for dumps or pumps when there is someone behind the scenes or many people behind the scenes buying a ton or selling a ton. And if you guys paid attention to me over the last few months, you'll realize that the whole world is adopting Bitcoin. That is not false. It is not false that some of the biggest investment companies have now bought Bitcoin. It's not false that publicly traded company now bought Bitcoin. It's not false that the banks are offering Bitcoin funds to their wealth clients. These things have been happening. And there's no way that all that just goes away or is irrelevant just because some chart tells you, oh, it's top. That's just utterly ridiculous. So for me, I don't believe Bitcoin is at a top and is nowhere near a top at this point. Jeff asked about Solana. Yeah, Solana is definitely one that I like. They have a lot of going for it. A lot of dApps move to them. They're a ultra fast blockchain. They're Ethereum compatible. They're working with several other projects. They seem to be doing really well. And I've supported them for some time now, and they have grown quite a bit. So I like Solana quite a bit. Phil, thank you again. Israel asks, been a hot minute, took a small, okay, but came back to find out my beloved ICX is joining the ICX ecosystem. Good thing, bad thing, can you give me some opinion? I don't know what you mean the Polkadot ecosystem? That's what I talked about this morning. That's a good thing. That means there's interoperability between the two chains, and a lot of the ICX, the Icon DeFi stuff, will also move to Polkadot, and it could work in reverse too. So I actually think that's a pretty good thing. I did mention that this morning, so that's yeah. Don't be worried about that. Basket coin looks amazing. Doesn't sound very amazing. No, that does not sound amazing like I figured. And the name already implies it. Any token that claims that it's the most deflationary or the most rewarding or the only purpose of that token is to make it increase value, that's when you get out, because that's when it's a project that's basically unsustainable and more like a Ponzi than a real project. RSR, I looked at it. It's like a stable coin backed by other stable coins, so I'm not very interested in it. But what is a good alt to dollar cost average in this dip? Well, there's a lot. Exchange tokens for one. I think they're all going to be hot when Coinbase goes IPO on the 14th. So I'm talking about like Binance Coin, KuCoin token, Voyager token, stuff like this. Also, if you've been paying attention, I've been saying about trend shift about smart contract plays. A lot of these smart contract plays. Also, like Polkadot, which I covered this morning, Cardano, Binance Chain, a lot of these other guys, not Stellar, Solana, VeChain, Kusama, these guys are all doing very hot. And of course, you have the leaders like Theta, Filecoin, Engine, the leaders of the space. I think they're doing very good too. So there's a lot out there. Holochain, that's another one that's been pumping. I don't know what's going on with them. Someone said there was something going on with them, but I forgot what it is, or I didn't pick it up. But they're promising DAG play. They have decentralized storage. They have their own. They basically have their own. Their whole ecosystem of a lot of things. So I mean, they've been hanging around for a while. So I don't know what drove them up recently. Could be that there's some development I missed, or it's because smart contract plays right now are so hot. But they have been pumping up quite a bit. I've been meaning to do more research on them, just haven't. Do you have an interview plan with Phantasma Chain? No, they're a little bit too early for me. I think they're promising, but I'm not. I would like to see more traction from them. So no, I don't have interview plans with them yet. If you don't mind me posting a link about FTM, I'll show you. First of all, you can't post a link. Phantom, what? Visa? Let's see if anything comes up. No. Did I spell Phantom wrong? Maybe I spelled Phantom wrong. Yeah, no, I spelled it right. Phantom, Crypto, Visa. No. So I don't see anything. I mean, if Phantom has some integration where they're bringing USDC or USDT, that's fine. There's a lot of chains that have that, but this partnership is with Crypto.com. Eric says, go ADA, VAT, Uni, ETH, Doge, BTC. Yeah, Uni, of course, is another leader of the AMM, so they're also very good. Doge, on the fence. But ETH is also a leader too. So, I mean, as long as, I think right now, as long as you have that 50, 25, 25 portfolio breakup, you're going to be doing fine. You're going to be doing fine. Well, there you go. So someone just asked about Doge. Doge, like I said, I don't think they're going away. People kind of expected that after Elon stops talking about it, they'll just drop. But, well, first of all, Elon didn't stop talking about it. Keeps bringing them up. But still, they're holding above 5 cents. The days of sub 1 cent, I think, are gone. Sometimes once these projects come up, they just don't come back down. And Doge is holding steady. Now, is it going to grow? It's going to pump up from here? Possibly not. This may be the limit to it, but who knows? Maybe Elon is going to start taking Doge for Teslas too. So who knows? Who knows? XRP is king. I don't know about that. What are coins worth buying on Coinbase? Well, anything that gets added on Coinbase pumps up, so you don't want to You don't want to buy those just yet. You want to let them cool down. But there's a lot. There's a lot. Hathor, I don't know much about Hathor. I remember looking at them, and I don't remember much about them. When can you buy Georgecoin? You can buy it right now on Rally. I think Rally is down for maintenance, though. But I did post a link. So it's on CryptosRUs. Just go to CryptosRUs.com. Click on what is Georgecoin. Then you go get a rundown of what it's all about and where to buy it. So I appreciate it if you guys are interested in it. I do have big plans for it. And one of the big plans is to fund events with it. So Kava I do like, and plus they're a sponsor of this show. But Kava is a cross-chain DeFi ecosystem. Basically, you think about they have a compound, they have a maker, right? So they have a lot. They offer really high interest too. And recently, they were going to upgrade it and get enough votes, so that's coming up pretty soon. They have a good relationship with Binance too, so I think Kava is pretty good. What is this? Layer 2 NFT infrastructure to decentralize e-commerce supply chain. So I don't know how NFTs are going to decentralize e-commerce supply chains. That doesn't make much sense to me. So their NFT tokenizes off-chain products on the blockchain, streamlines the digital sale. Okay, you don't need to make products into NFTs though. I mean, other supply chain projects don't do that. I mean, you could, I guess, but then you gotta have a million tokens out there. Not millions, billions and trillions of tokens out there. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just look at that founder real quick. Cyrus. That's a strong name right there. Not the strongest, but not too bad either. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't think you need to use NFTs for supply chain tracking because there's like VeChain that doesn't need it. But maybe there is some advantage I'm not thinking of. So, I don't know. Let's put it in the maybe pile. Maybe pile. Crypto.com mainnet is live right now. Visa will use their chain, not ETH, right? Well, that pumped them. Well, that's what I'm theorizing because I'm putting one and one together. To utilize Ethereum for settlements doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And since they're partnered up with Crypto.com, why would they not use the new mainnet, right? So I think that's a big endorsement for the new mainnet. Okay, so first of all, I'm sorry, but second of all, don't be spamming. Don't be spamming. And I don't have much to say about Swissborg. So all that was wasted spamming. Swissborg is not open to the US, financial app. They could do it all, but I can't test them out, so I don't know. I can't really comment too much on them. But I do know that a lot of people do seem to like them. Yes, Justin Sun has been winning a lot of things. Not only that Time Magazine's NFT, he's been buying Picassos and other like real art. That's the only thing I could think of, like why Tron and BitTorrent's possibly going up is because he's hyping up this new marketplace where he's gonna create NFT marketplace based on priceless art that he's buying. Guess where that money is coming from? From the investors. He's wasting millions and millions and millions to do this. And again, Tron has all these things and they don't really align. They're all like segmented. He bought a lot of projects. He created a lot of projects. They're all segmented. They're not integrated. And it seems like there's no traction or roadmap to integrate them. They're just going to be all standalone projects. And it's really weird. Really weird. Update ILM team? No, not. I don't know. I don't have any update. I created an NFT. Eric says, I created an NFT on OpenSea. Not sure what happens next. My NFT is a picture of a comic book. You should be careful about stuff like that. I know everyone's testing it out, but I'm pretty sure you don't have rights to whatever comic book that you just posted. If Marvel or DC, you know, let's just say, for example, not that this is probably gonna happen, but let's say it goes for like $2 million. You know, Marvel and DC's gonna come back and say, you know what, that intellectual property is ours, so you better pay up. So here's the thing, when you're doing an NFT, make sure that you actually own the rights to it. Because if it does end up being something big, you don't want to be sued for it. So just word of advice. Doge Master, you sure? Or it's the other way around? I think it's the other way around. Not really a big fan of Digibyte. I know they have. I know there's a lot of loyal followers, but you know, even what is it? Justin Tate? Is it Justin Tate or Jared Tate? He left the project because he was sick of all the pumpers. And I don't. It just seems like they're not getting a whole lot of traction, right? So not a big fan of Digibyte. NFTs and new Napster lawsuits are coming on the way. Yeah, so yeah, if you don't own the intellectual rights and you're creating NFTs that's selling for a lot, be ready. So I would highly suggest you don't do that. I do like Harmony quite a bit. You know, I was introduced to them late, but you know, when I covered them, introduced it to you guys and also to my Patreon members, I mean, they have gone up, I don't know, 300-400% since then. They are fantastic. I know recently there's been some FUD because people didn't like, you know, their April Fool's joke or whatever, but people will get over it. Vet and VThor, I like them very much. So, and I think they're going to be a top 10 project. At least Vet is. Now, Frontier is interesting. I didn't cover Frontier for a long time because I knew it was pump. And then it kind of settled down, and I looked at them recently, and I still didn't like them that much, except I found out they're a huge relationship with Avalanche. I didn't know it, but Avalanche is really dependent on Frontier to build a lot of things. Like native token staking, NFT marketplace, stablecoin integration, among other things. So I really like Frontier after learning about that. So yeah, I think they're a good project. But overall, their premise is to be a DeFi aggregator. Super Mario asking about Seller Network, you know, layer 2. I don't hear much about Seller. I hear a lot about other layer 2s or ETH compatible chains, but not a whole lot about Seller. So I don't know. Yeah, Graph. The last news about Graph was about going on to Binance Smart Chain, but that's about it. But you know, they're a good project. They're necessary. They help projects create APIs, and that's what you want. Especially if you're a DeFi project. Ultimately, all DeFi projects need to create APIs so that others can retrieve data from them. Thoughts on DGCL? One click on NFTs. This one live. There's a new NFT play or new NFT marketplace every single minute. So I don't hold a lot of promise on any of these new ones. I mean, I'm not just, I can't because there's just so many that comes out. So who knows? Who knows? Like I guarantee you, whoever created this does not have the rights to that, even though it's cartoonish. See, that's what I'm talking about. There's just a lot of things that's being, you know, created, but doesn't mean that I have the rights to it. But I like this. I like the setup, though. I do like the setup. But I don't know anything about this project. Why do you think Luxo is being ignored? No, I don't think it's being ignored. Well, first of all, people want to see the chain come out. Second of all, Luxo's circulating supply is wrong. Its market cap is wrong. This is not correct. Luxo is actually a much bigger project. Because of the reverse ICO, it's a little bit different, but you can see the reported circulating supply is actually 15 million, not this 3.8 million. So it's almost 4 times or 5 times bigger. So Luxo is already a $300 million project. So if you look at it at that perspective, they're not so small. But I think ultimately people want to see the chain go up and see what kind of relations they can get, right, with a lot of their advisors. So we'll see. There's no difference between buying exclusive license on Adobe stock and buying an NFT. I mean, it's kind of true, but kind of not. Because Adobe stock, you can't really verify it. Just like anything else that you purchase, if you don't have a way to really track it or authenticate it, like on the blockchain with the NFT, which you could, then it's not really as valuable, right? That's why like graded stuff, graded cards, Pokemon cards or basketball cards, they're worth a lot more. Number one is because you could see the grade, but number two is it also verifies that what you have is authentic because they're putting their stamp on it, right? Even though sometimes it's not, but you know, that adds a lot of value to it. And the same thing with NFTs. Wink, I don't like because it's within the Justin Sun ecosystem. All right, I have one full BTC. Would you suggest holding through cycle? Or should I sit near the end? I'd say let's wait. Let's wait to see what happens. September, October, November, December. Let's see if anything different occurs. Right now, there's a lot of bullishness, a lot of institutions, companies, retail players that's getting involved, right? Does anything fundamentally change at the end of the year? If not, then no. But if something fundamentally changes, let's say there's no inflation or something like that, and it turns out everything's fantastic, the worries about inflation is overblown, maybe something like that occurs, that maybe the institutions don't buy as much, maybe then something fundamentally changed. But right now, it's just too early to call. It's too early to call. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Bitcoin's 57,000. Yes, it took a little dive, but let's not panic. Let's not panic. We were here just not too long ago, right? And it does give you and I, a little bit more opportunity to dollar cost average some of these favorite altcoins that we like and Bitcoin. But ultimately, I don't think it's a coincidence that Facebook had 500 million people's data leaked at the same time Bitcoin started taking a breather, right? So I think this is connected, but ultimately the lesson is be careful. Be careful with their data because no matter what, even someone like Facebook could get hacked and have data be leaked out, right? And also be very careful about anything that you use. Your phone number, your email, your exchanges, right? Be very, very, very careful when it comes to crypto, especially because you're supposed to be your own bank and there's really no recourse, right? If you get hacked, that's it. So be very, very, very careful. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash with a like, subscribe to the channel, and check out George Coin. I'll have a link in the description and pinned to the comments. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, take care.